So, there's four methods of solving a system. One is graphing, which is great, except when it's a fraction or decimal, it's kind of hard to estimate where it is. The two ways we're going to talk about today are substitution and elimination. So if we're looking at substitution, okay, what we want to do is we want to get one of the variables all by itself isolated with a coefficient of 1. So if I look at this one, in that equation, x minus y equals negative 9. If I add y to both sides, what will happen to the y's on the left-hand side? They will cancel out, giving us x equals y plus 9. You then take that and substitute it into the other equation. Do not substitute it into the same equation because you're going to end up right where you started. So that means in my first equation, I replace the x with y plus 9. God bless. Minus y equals 15. I'm then going to use the distributive law. Negative 2y minus 18 minus y equals 15. I'm then going to combine like terms. Negative 3y minus 18 equals 15. I guess it is. I'm then going to add 18 to both sides. Negative 3y equals 33. I'm then going to divide by negative 3 and I get a negative 11. I'm then going to take that value, plug it back in there. What is negative 11 plus 9? Negative 2. So x equals negative 2. Alright? If you look at the one underneath it, negative 3x plus 5y equals 12, x plus 3y equals 10. I can change that to say x equals negative 3y plus 10. I can then come up top, negative 3y plus 10, plus 5y equals 12. I'm going to distribute 9y minus 30 plus 5y equals 12. I'm going to combine like terms. 9y and 5y is 14y. I'm going to add 30. 14y equals 42. Divide by the 4 and I get y equals 3. I'm then going to plug that back in. Whatever I get there, x equals negative 3 times 3. Plus 10, and I get x equals 1. And that's it. Where'd I get to what?
Negative 3. Negative 3 times 5. It's all the way to that, yeah.
This part?
The negative 3 there, I'm confused on how you got it.
The first negative 3?
Yes.
That was the coefficient of x to begin with. So I'm not, you see how it works with the second equation?
Alright, that got it.
So I don't change that at all. So it's negative 3, and then whatever I get x to be, I just put right in. Good?
On the first one.
The one above it.
Yeah, can you move the paper up a little bit?
Absolutely, I can move it up as far as you need me to.
Why is the 9 positive when you rewrote it?
Here? That may be the mistake I made. That may be why my numbers are so big. They don't make sense.
Yeah,
You're talking about this one? So this would be y minus 9. And then that would be a plus 18. And then this would be negative 3. And that makes y 1. And then the x is the bigger number. The x would be negative 8. Yep. Thank you. Good?
What was the X for number 2?
1. For number 2 or number 3? We didn't do 2. I just did 1 and 3. If you want to know solutions, not the thing I wanted to open. Zero, 4. So the X should be 0, the Y would be 4, number 2. Right? Now, moving down the list to number 5. Solve each system by elimination. Now I want variables to be opposites of each other, so I'm not going to solve for a variable. So I'm going to take the second equation and multiply it by 2. I'm going to distribute to both sides. I got negative 12x plus 20y equals positive 12. I'm then going to bring down the first one, negative 9x minus 20y equals 9. Your choice on whether you want to do that or not. And then I'm going to add straight down. Negative 12 plus negative 9. Negative 21x. What do the y's do to each other? Cancel out, and I get 21. And then to get rid of multiplication by negative 21, you would divide, and x equals negative 1. I'm then going to take that value and plug it into either one of my original values. If I plug in the negative 1 to the top one, I'm going to end up with 9 minus 20y equals 9. When I subtract the 9 from both sides, I get negative 20y equals 0. And then divide by negative 20, and I get y equals 0. So my final answer would be negative 1, 0. When I look at number 6, 9x plus 18y equals negative 27. 3x plus 9y equals negative 21. You can multiply either variable, it's not going to matter. But this time, instead of a positive 2, I'm going to multiply by a negative 2. Because remember, you don't want identical terms, you want opposite terms. That would produce negative 6x minus 18y equals a positive 42. And then 9x plus 18y equals negative 27. When I add straight down, 9x minus 6x is 3x. 42 minus 27 is 15. I then divide by the 3 and x equals 5. I then plug that back into either equation. If I plug it in here, 3 times 5 is 15. So I end up with 15 plus 9y equals negative 21. 9y equals negative 36. Y equals negative 2. There you go. So far, so good. Pick either method. It's not going to matter to me. The homework says to solve everything by elimination. Your choice if you want to do that. Now the back, the word problems. All right? The word problems are going to have 2 general equations when you do this, most likely. All right? X plus y equals some type of total. X plus y equals some type of total. And then ax plus by equals some type of weighted total. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So we look at number 9. Yellowstone National Park is a popular field trip destination. This year, the senior class at High School A and the senior class at High School B both planned trips there. The senior class at High School A rented and filled 7 vans and 4 buses. So our variables are going to be V and B. Does that make sense to everybody? That way we know which one stands for which. So, when I do A, they filled 7 vans and 4 buses with 206 students. So that is our weighted one. You with me? Leave him be. What did high school B do? High school B had how many vans? 14 vans. How many buses? 10. And they had 466 students. So there's our system. Make sense? Does 7 go into 14? Yeah, how many times? Twice. So, this one they gave you 2 weighted ones. So when I say you're looking for a total and a weighted, it could be both. Could be one of each. Make sense? All right. So I'm going to multiply that top one by -2. I get -14v minus 8b equals -412. 14v plus 10b equals 466. And then I'm going to add straight down. 2b equals 54. How do I get rid of a multiplication by 2? And b equals 27. So how many people go on a bus? 27. To get the vans, I'm going to then plug that back in. 14v plus, I'm going to plug in 27 for b. 27 times 10 will give me 270. How would I get rid of that plus 270? Subtract. 14v equals 196, and v equals 14. Which means 14 people go in a van and 27 people go in a bus. Michaela School is selling tickets to a play, so this is number 11. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 8 senior citizen tickets and 12 student tickets for a total of 252. So I'm going to call this S and C. S stands for senior. C stands for senior citizen. I'm going to get rid of the senior and make that student, because it's a student. So in the first situation, the first day tickets, 8C plus 12S equals 252. On the second day, 2 senior citizen, 7 students was 115. Two goes into 8 4 times. It's going to multiply the bottom one by -4, which gives me -8C minus 28S equals -460. When I add straight down, the C's are going to do what to each other? Cancel out. -16S equals -192. I'm then going to divide by -16 and S equals 12. I'm then going to plug that into my top equation. 8C plus 12 times 12 equals 252. 12 squared is 144. Subtract the 144 and I get 108. Divide by 8. God bless. And I get 1350. Which is okay because we're talking about what? Money. Seem good? All right. You got the rest of the class to work on the second sheet I gave you, which only has 12 problems on it. 9 regular ones, 3 word problems. That is due tomorrow. I will get it up in Google Classroom in a moment. Once